Hey everyone, Clay from Brooklyn, Football with the Fellas. It's all about Big Blue. Here to talk about the Shrine Bowl that just took place this week. I know the Senior Bowl is taking place today. I'm recording this on Saturday, and the Senior Bowl is today, so I will do a separate one on the Senior Bowl later. But the Shrine Bowl took place on Thursday. The practices were all week, and I watched a good amount of film on all the practice days, and I watched the game. So there were a few players, not many, but a few players that I thought the Giants might want to be interested in taking a little bit deeper dive, longer look at. Certainly follow them at the combine and see if they are worthy of a draft, maybe a day two, day three pick in the draft. So I'm going to take a look at some of the ones who I thought were impressive. Here's a list. Continue to be impressed by Kyle McCord. He didn't actively play in the game, but he practiced during the week, first couple of days, and it continues to impress me. He knows how to play the position, and he's got a solid enough arm. He's not an amazing athlete. He's not going to, lead the team in rushing like Josh Allen or anything like that, but he is going to be able to put the ball where it needs to be, and that's what we need. So again, I don't think he's going to be day one, year one starter, but I do think if we draft a bridge quarterback and let him sit for a year, let Kyle McCord sit for a year and learn to do that bridge quarterback, a Jimmy G ideally, or maybe a Marcus Mariota, someone like that, that has been around the league for a while and can show him the ropes, I think he would be a very solid, certainly day three pick, but maybe late day two. I'm thinking late second round or maybe our third round pick. He would be great. Not sure he lasts to the third round, to be honest, but I think if he's there at 65, we have to take it. The interior defensive line is another another position I think we have a huge need at. And there were a handful of players that again, they weren't dominant. I've been reading online that Jordan Phillips is just dominating. He wasn't dominating, but he was solid. He was well above average and certainly looked like someone that you want to take a longer look at. But Jordan Phillips, Elijah Roberts, Cam Horsley, and CJ West all impressed me enough to take a longer look at on interior defensive line. Defensive ends, Ahmed Hassanain, I believe is how you say his name, and Tyler Batty are also large human beings who are solid defensive ends, not outside linebacker edge rushers, but actual defensive ends, which makes me think they would also be able to contribute against the run, set an edge and hold their ground against the tackle or a tight end against the run. And we need that. Right? We need not just another defensive tackle, but another defensive lineman in addition to the tackle. Inside linebacker Terry Buchanan, who I believe led the nation in number of tackles made this year, combined tackles and assists. Certainly he was high up, if not first. Continues to impress. He had the most tackles in the actual game on Thursday. And he just, the ball finds him. He's out there making tackles left and right. I think he's a better Michael McFadden, quite honestly. We'll see. Obviously, want to see him in the combine to see just how fast he is or isn't. And I'm certainly going to look at some more of his tape. But so far, everything I've seen, read, and heard about Teddy Buchanan makes me like him a lot as a late fourth or fifth at the latest round pick. I'm not sure he makes it to the fifth round, but I think he might make it to the fourth round, and I would be happy to have him. Interior offensive lineman Thomas Perry from Middlebury. I'm not sure they've ever produced a pro football player before, and certainly they haven't produced many. Great school, don't get me wrong, but it's small liberal arts school up in Vermont that does not exactly turn out a whole lot of pros. But Thomas Perry was kicking butt at center. I mean, he just held his own and made a name for himself. That young man is going to play in the National Football League. So if round 6 or 7, we are still looking for that maybe second lineman if we haven't picked 2 already, wouldn't be a terrible thing to pick Thomas Perry. Some larger human beings from bigger and more reputable colleges, Jack Conley from Boston College, Holland Pierce from Rutgers, and John Williams from Cincinnati also impressed. Holland Pierce is an enormous human being, and though he's not the fastest afoot, he just seems to know what he's doing. He's a good technician, uses his hands well, his feet move fairly well for a man who's like 6'7", 350 or something, huge like that. And certainly could, I would think, give us a better depth tackle option than we've had so far in the last couple of years. John Williams and Jack Conley may have to move inside to guard, and that would be fine. They both look very good. Not that they're small by any means, but Holland Pierce is just enormous. But they both, Jack Conley and John Williams, also held their own, looked very good, especially in the pass pro one-on-one drills. I'd certainly take a look at them on day 3 as well. Kobe Bryant was the best cornerback on the field. but he only weighs 170 something pounds. He's buck 75 soaking wet. And I just don't know if that's big enough to play in the NFL. I mean, we saw Emmanuel Forbes last year for Washington kind of flame out after leading the nation in interceptions. I believe interceptions, certainly pick sixes. As a senior in college, he came to the NFL last year with all this hype and just couldn't stand up to it. I mean, I don't know if he's going to get another chance, if he's going to add some weight and come back, but and I don't think that Kobe Bryant can't play just because Emmanuel Forbes didn't play well. But it does raise a red flag that's raised some concerns. Kobe Bryant looked really good in coverage. Uh, from what I've read, seen, and heard, he's not even that fast, but he just knows how to play a position, and that's what you need. But at 175 pounds, I mean, how much run support do we think he's going to be giving us? He's going to be making some business decisions in the running game, and we just can't afford that. So, did he play well? Yes, he did. Is he worth another look? Yes, he is. But do I think Kobe Bryant's going to be, our outside CB one or two? I don't think so. But if he's there, sixth or seventh round and want to take a flyer on him, why not? There was also a slot receiver named Efton Chisholm from Eastern Washington. That's where Cooper Kupp went. And Efton Chisholm apparently broke all of Cooper Kupp's records. So he's got that going for him. Just really looked the part. Found the creases in the zone, found the seams, knew where to sit down. Good route runner, good hands. Looks like someone who can move the chains. I guess what I'm saying is he might be a better Wan'Dale Robinson. Not that I dislike Wan'Dale Robinson, and maybe it's more how we use Wan'Dale that I don't like. Constantly throwing to him short of the sticks and asking him to break tackles or elude people and they pick up the first down. But Efton Chisholm seemed to be able to get past the sticks, get open, catch the ball, move the shades. So just thought I'd mention him. Shout out to Efton Chisholm, you look good, and I wouldn't mind taking a longer look at you as well. Okay, so that's about all I have for the Shrine Bowl. Again, the Senior Bowl typically has more and better quality players. I'll be taking a look at that as well. But for now, that's my take on the Shrine Bowl. Yes, there were a lot of other people there I didn't mention, most notably Shedeur Sanders, but he didn't put the pads on at all. He was just there to support his teammates. And his brother, Shiloh Sanders, who I wasn't that impressed with at safety. He was okay, but I wasn't impressed with him that much during the season. And this particular Shrine Bowl week did not, raise his stock, in my opinion. He's an okay safety. But Shedeur was there to, I'm sure, bring attention to his, I think there were like 6 players from Colorado that played in the Shrine Bowl. So he was there to make sure that they got their shine, and good for him for doing that. His dad was there as well. Again, I don't want Shedeur because I don't want to deal with the Deion drama, and because I don't think Shedeur is as good as Cam Ward, quite frankly. Obviously, if we wind up with Shedeur, I'll root for him because he'll be a giant. But if you ask me, do I want Shedeur? Not really. In any event, there were a lot of Colorado players there. None of them dominated or made me feel like I've got to have him. Jimmy Horn, the wide receiver, looked okay the first day or so. I think he got injured, if I remember correctly, or for some reason didn't play in the game. But he does look like another elusive slot receiver type, but didn't impress me quite as much as Efton Chisholm did. And, this huge Colorado contingent. I'm glad to see that they were there supporting each other. That was great. But I don't think any of them are going to be the Giants. Again, Clay from Brooklyn, Football with the Fellas. Let me know what you think about the Shrine Bowl comments I just made and what did you think about the Shrine Bowl yourself. Drop a like, a share, a subscribe, all those good things. And I'm out.
Big shout out to El Marquis Productions, the talent behind the music and production here at Football with the Fellas. It's all about Big Blue. Their beats bring energy and excitement to every episode. El Marquis' skills in mixing, mastering, and creating top quality sound make the podcast come alive each week. For your own projects, check out elmarquisproductions.com and take your sound to the next level.